killer emerges, the first victims. The night was December 20th, 1968. A young couple, David Faraday and Betty Lou Jensen, were on a first date. They parked their car on Lake Herman Road, a popular lover's lane. Suddenly, shots rang out. David was killed instantly. Betty Lou tried to run but was shot in the back. The killer vanished into the night. This brutal act shocked the community. It was the start of a terrifying reign of terror. Little did anyone know, a monster had been unleashed. The world would soon come to know him as the Zodiac Killer. The police had few clues. The killer had left no trace. Fear gripped the community. People were afraid to go out alone at night. The Zodiac had announced his presence in the most terrifying way. Terror in the Bay, the Zodiac's reign continues. Months passed. Then, on July 4th, 1969, the Zodiac struck again. Darlene Ferrin and Michael Mageau were sitting in their car in a park. A man approached their car. He shone a bright light in their faces. Then, he opened fire. Michael was shot several times but survived. Darlene was not so lucky. The killer fled the scene. He left behind another terrifying calling card. This time, he had contacted the police himself. He used a payphone to report his crime. He even gave details only the killer would know. The Zodiac's reign of terror had begun. He seemed to kill at random. His victims were young and innocent. The Bay Area was on edge. People were terrified to leave their homes. The police were baffled. They had no idea who the Zodiac was or why he was killing. Messages in blood, the killer's twisted game. The Zodiac seemed to crave attention. He wanted to be famous. He began sending letters to newspapers. The letters were filled with chilling messages. He boasted about his crimes. He threatened to kill again. He included strange symbols in his letters. He claimed these were codes. He said the codes held the key to his identity. He promised to stop killing if the newspapers printed his codes. He wanted the public to solve them. People were captivated by the Zodiac's letters. They couldn't look away from his gruesome puzzles. The codes were a terrifying mystery. Some people thought he was playing a game. Others thought he was mentally ill. Everyone wanted to know who he was. Cracking the code, the hunt for the Zodiac's identity. The police worked tirelessly to catch the Zodiac. They followed every lead. They interviewed hundreds of suspects. They tried desperately to decode his messages. But the Zodiac always seemed to be one step ahead. A school teacher and his wife cracked one of the codes. They worked for days to solve it. The message was chilling, but didn't reveal his name. It only deepened the mystery. The Zodiac taunted the police. He seemed to enjoy the fear he created. The pressure mounted on the police. They were no closer to catching the killer. The Zodiac's reign of terror continued. He had become a nightmare come to life. The Bay Area was trapped in his deadly game. Section 5. Whispers in the Dark, Suspects and Theories. Over the years, many suspects emerged. Some were considered more credible than others. Arthur Allen became a prime suspect. He wore a Zodiac brand watch. He owned a bloody knife similar to the one used in a Zodiac attack. But there wasn't enough evidence to charge him. Another suspect was a man named Lawrence Kane. He matched the description given by survivors. He even had a cryptic message on his wall. The message resembled the Zodiac's writing. But again, there wasn't enough evidence to link him definitively to the crimes. The lack of concrete evidence fueled countless theories. Some believed the Zodiac was a copycat killer. Others thought he had inside knowledge of the police investigation. The whispers and speculation only added to the mystique surrounding the case. Section 6. Living in Fear, the Zodiac's Impact on a Community. The Zodiac's crimes left an indelible mark on the Bay Area. People were terrified. They changed their daily routines. They avoided being out alone at night. Parents were afraid to let their children out of their sight. The media frenzy surrounding the case only amplified the fear. Newspapers ran daily stories about the Zodiac. Television news programs broadcast updates on the investigation. The Zodiac had become a morbid obsession. The fear was palpable. It permeated every aspect of life in the Bay Area. People were jumpy. They were suspicious of strangers. The Zodiac had shattered the sense of safety and security. Section 7. The case gone cold, decades of dead ends. As the years passed, the leads dried up. The Zodiac's letters stopped coming. The case went cold. The police were no closer to finding the killer. The families of the victims were left with unanswered questions. Despite the lack of progress, the case never truly closed. Detectives continued to revisit the evidence. They hoped for a breakthrough. But the Zodiac's identity remained a mystery. The passage of time only deepened the mystery. Witnesses died, memories faded. The trail seemed to grow colder with each passing year. The Zodiac had seemingly vanished without a trace. Section 8. A flicker of hope. DNA and new technology. In recent years, there has been renewed hope. Advances in DNA technology have opened up new avenues of investigation. Investigators have been able to extract DNA profiles from evidence collected at the crime scenes. They have entered these profiles into national databases. They are searching for a match. So far, no matches have been found, but the possibility remains that DNA evidence could hold the key to finally unmasking the Zodiac. Forensic genealogy has also emerged as a promising tool. This technique involves using DNA to trace family trees. Investigators believe that by identifying distant relatives of the Zodiac, they may be able to narrow down the pool of potential suspects. Section 9. The Cipher Sleuths, amateur detectives, join the hunt. The Zodiac case has captivated the public imagination for decades. It has spawned countless books, documentaries, and websites. Amateur detectives from around the world have dedicated themselves to cracking the case. These cipher sleuths pore over the evidence, analyze the Zodiac's letters, and develop their own theories. While their efforts have yet to lead to a definitive breakthrough, they demonstrate the enduring fascination with this unsolved mystery. Some cipher sleuths believe they have deciphered new messages hidden within the Zodiac's letters. Others have identified potential suspects based on their own independent research. While law enforcement officials approach these claims with caution, they acknowledge that amateur investigators can sometimes bring fresh perspectives to cold cases. Section 10. Will we ever know? The enduring mystery of the Zodiac. The Zodiac killer's identity remains one of the most perplexing mysteries in criminal history. Despite decades of investigation, the case remains unsolved. The killer's motives, his true identity, and his fate after he seemingly vanished into thin air continue to baffle investigators and amateur sleuths alike. Will we ever know who the Zodiac killer was? It's a question that has haunted generations. Some believe that the case will never be solved, that the killer took his secrets to the grave. Others cling to the hope that one day, a crucial piece of evidence will emerge, leading to justice for the victims and their families. The Zodiac case serves as a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk in the shadows. It is a testament to the enduring power of mystery and the human need to find answers, even in the face of the unknown. Section 11. Legacy of Fear. The Zodiac's grip on popular culture. The Zodiac killer's crimes have had a profound impact on popular culture. His story has been told and retold in countless books, films, and television shows. His image, the hooded figure with the crossed circle symbol, has become synonymous with fear and the unknown. The Zodiac's crimes have inspired fictional serial killers in movies like Dirty Harry and Seven. The case has been the subject of documentaries on channels like History and Discovery. True crime podcasts dedicate entire seasons to dissecting the evidence and exploring various theories. The enduring fascination with the Zodiac killer speaks to our primal fear of the unknown. He represents the boogeyman, the monster hiding in the shadows. His story serves as a cautionary tale, a reminder that even in the safety of our homes, darkness can lurk just outside our doors.